Hello, folks. What's up? Can't even get it right. What's everybody up to? I hope everybody's enjoying their week so far. It is hump day, or the end of hump day. Getting ready to set off into the weekend. I hope everybody's, like I said, having a good week so far. I've been busy trying to get things done, like always. Like everybody else in the world. We're doing one thing or another. Other than that, we're just going to hang out for a little bit. I'll go to probably about anywhere between midnight and 1, depending on how things flow. We will be here Friday, as far as I know. Hello, Aunt Edna. How you doing, dear? How you feeling? But we will be here Friday at 7:15, if not earlier. I'm a little scruffy today, so just kind of deal with my voice. It's I've been working my butt off, and I'm showing it. But I'm glad everybody's good. Nobody's saying much, Edna. I hope you are feeling better, getting a little bit of that energy back, socializing and having fun. Latro popped in. If he's still around, yo, dude. But other than that, yeah. Let me tell a story later. We got to talking about gremlins the other day. Me and our buddy. Been a rainy few days. Yes, it has been here too, on and off. It rained this morning for a little bit, then a little bit this afternoon. But not as bad as it was. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was total washout here. It was hard to get anything done, so I spent Monday, Tuesday trying to catch up on yard work because it just rains so much. It makes it hard to go out there and cut the grass. And then when you do cut the grass with all the rain, it grows so fast. Yeah, we do need it really bad, and we need to clean the air. But I'm kind of concerned about some of this rain I'm seeing come down. You know, in some places the rain was literally blue. It makes you wonder what they're dumping in the sky. I got to be careful what I say. I don't want to get all conspiracy theory. YouTube give me a hard time, but man, I've seen some weird stuff coming out of the sky. We had that fog that everybody's been talking about. Doesn't look like fog. It's if you hold your, I should have filmed it, but I was kind of freaking out because I didn't think we'd see it, and it was weird. It looked like in the light, it literally looked like snow or baby powder being blown in the wind. It was just, it smelled weird, tasted weird. I didn't stay outside very long at all. I didn't want nothing to do with it, so I immediately came back in. Something wasn't right about it. The allergies, the pollen has been atrocious. And this rain just makes it even tenfold because not only are you dealing with pollen, if you got pollen allergies, there's a big chance you may have mold allergies too. So, and this rain just brings all that out. Especially if it, you know, in between showers, it warms up and gets muggy. Yeah, it does. And if you look, yeah, it's both. Yeah, most people do. If they have pollen allergies, you'll find that they have mold allergies too. This is perfect weather for it. It's insane. Mine have been going nuts. Dad's been going up. Mine's a lot worse than Dad's when it comes to allergies. But Dad and Giles inherited Grandpa's stomach issues, which is a while. I'm good. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you guys, you're here talking. We got 4 in. Thank you for coming in. I know one of them's me, one of them's Edna. I missed last Wednesday. That was my fault. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I actually thought it was Tuesday. And for some reason, Didn't even think about it. Me and her even played games earlier that day, and I didn't even think twice about it. I'm sitting there about 10:30. It was probably between 10:30 and 11 o'clock, I think I said. I'm sitting there going, I'm missing something. I should be doing something. And then it dawned on me. It was like, oh, no. Everybody's going to be mad. At least I didn't post it. At least I didn't put up a stream. I would have been even more embarrassed. Then I would have gotten yelled at. There's another channel that went live at the same time. Yeah, I think Browndorf goes live. There's a bunch of people live right now, which is fine. I just hang out. Same thing with Saturday night. Saturday night's pretty much dedicated to Gemma's replays anyways, and then we just chat in between a little bit after. Just gives her another chance to get some views. But yeah, live's a big thing now. You know, you go over to Rumble, 3/4 of that channel, well, almost 80% of Rumble now is live streams, which is where the money's at. She's been asked to look into another media, so I'm going to check it out for her. I'm checking it out now. I don't know if it's going to be worth her time. It's still fairly new. But other than that, the main thing is just to get her going again. I joined the TikTok. That's what I call it too. It's funny because I joined and they see this old man, a guy with gray hair, and they don't know a lot of this stuff I had since I was 12. And anyways, I get all these crazy young women. Hello. It's like, dude, I don't even look at my messages. Definitely ain't gonna talk to you. I know what you want. Nope, not happening. So I end up deleting probably 40 messages a day. Don't even read them. I just delete them. I don't know you. What are you texting me for? It's trying to scam me. But other than that, I mean, there's some cool stuff on TikTok. I'm learning to play around a little bit more and go for the good stuff. But there's a lot of BS on there too. But then again, that's everywhere. You see it on Facebook. You see it on Instagram. And I was on Instagram for about 2 weeks. Didn't win them. I mean, it was a little longer than that because I was involved with the guy that was doing mystery comic book boxes. And you had to go on Instagram to get certain codes and stuff. Did it for a while and it was just becoming a hassle. Just another thing I can't keep up with. I'm having a hard time just keeping up with. I posted a few TikToks and I need to do an update on my Godzilla. I'm done with it finally. I just need to put it together. Hey, Christopher, how you doing, sir? Need to put the Godzilla sign on it, paint it, and start it, and put it on, and then I can do my little update on that. Then I'm working on some stuff. They broke a couple of my models during the fire, so I've been trying to fix them. And then I have something, a little gargoyle guy I'm painting for Gemma and Little Man. He's already got one of my Batmans I drew. One of the last ones I ever did, in fact. Still reeling over the Endor finale. Yeah. I'm not even, I probably won't even watch. I didn't even watch hardly any of the new Star Wars stuff. I'm having a hard time keeping up with stuff I'm doing and watching and working on the house. It's nuts. Well, it's been crazy ever since the fire. So it's just like the fire it actually fixed a lot of things that needed to be fixed, which is super nice. But there's some things that also exposed. Yeah, my loss. That's right. It's my loss. No big deal to me. Actually, it's not. As much as I love Star Wars, I'll stick with the first three and maybe the second three. Other than that, I like too many other movies. You know, Predator and Aliens. So, I mean, I'm not a Trekkie or a Star Wars guy. I'm not even really a Lord of the Rings guy, but I probably like them probably more. Even though those movies are more than half of walking, but I love those books. I like Star Wars. I just wasn't into all the extra shows. I had a hard enough time keeping up with Daredevil and John and Cage and Iron Fist, which kind of let me down. So Marvel and Disney, Star Wars. So somebody straighten some things out. I'm probably not going to give too much crap. And much alone, I'm disappointed with DC. I just really hope these next couple of movies they put out are worth something. Now I hear that Peacemaker or whatever it is really good. You were saying it was really good, so looks good. I don't know if it started yet. I'll know when it starts because Giles will let me know if it's worth watching. But yeah, I've just been too busy getting involved in anything. I mean, I've got 2 or 3 shows now I'm just trying to catch up on. Finally finished 2. 2 of my anime, well, 1 anime and what was the other one? Oh, Reacher. Hey, Latru. I like Reacher. I like him. Now, him personally, he changed over the years, but love the show. How you doing, Latra? Now, threw some aliens underneath your spaceships. I'm good. Seems like everybody else is good. Chris just got done watching Endor finale. I'm probably going to watch the Green Lantern show just to see if it's any good. I really hope. We'll see. Oh. You missed Mike J, Edna, the other night. He come in here, was it Saturday night for a bit? It's good to see him. He's still messing with his damn leg, pardon my mouth. So were you here when he was here? You were here, weren't you? I don't know if you were here or not. See, it shows you how foggy I've been lately. Like I said, I've been just doing a lot. It's kind of nice. We're just starting to feel like sitting back and relaxing, chatting. No time we got. We can't be long into only 12 minutes in. It seems like everybody's doing well. I mean, who are you talking about? I was partying all weekend. Yeah, I saw some of your pictures there, wild lady. Finished changing the seals in the leaky faucet. Oh, fun job. I never do. I like doing small maintenance jobs like that, though. No more Marvel or Star Wars shows until middle of next year. Oh, really? That's it? I'm just waiting for Daredevil. I still got to sit down and rewatch the last one with Dad. He wants me to watch it with him. He hasn't watched it yet. Every time I go to watch it with him, he's watching wrestling. So he still watches wrestling. It's funny to watch a 92-year-old man yelling at the screen, and he doesn't even have the sound. He turns the sound down. He goes, I don't need no sound. I know what they're saying. Just a crack of thunder. Hey, Rainwater, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. It really does make me when you come in and say hi. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's not lightning here yet. I haven't even looked. There was a big storm that was supposed to come through here, and I think it broke apart just before it hit the 270. We call it the 270 bubble. It's the outer belt that goes around Columbus. But I want to see what we're doing here. I'm already on that. I don't need that. Right now we're 64 degrees. I don't know what you're at, Chris. You about that too? It looks pretty clear here. But tomorrow, and I guess Thursday, tomorrow and Friday, we probably get it pretty good. I know Chris may get it good tomorrow and Thursday. Just had a crack of thunder. Now, last night we got a little bit of thunder and lightning, but it wasn't much. 67. You're a little warmer than us. Is that what we? Yeah, we're here. I have one that says 60 something. I just said, and then the other one says 66 degrees. So, well, probably about the same time. You're probably a little bit warmer than us. Yeah, I love good storms, but they seem to go around us. Now, like I said, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday night, right after stream, it really stormed here big time. Then it kind of rained off and on all day Saturday. Sunday was almost a washout. Monday was a little bit. It seemed like every time I started going out in the yard, it'd start to rain. The barometer is going up. Yeah, that's what Dad says when he feels it too. Yeah, you down in Texas have been kicking it, man. You guys have been breaking hundreds. And it's supposed to get even hotter by the end of the week for you guys. So be prepared, Latra. It's going to get real steamy. Probably the next couple of days, I believe. I think for a while. I think for the rest of the week, you guys were up in the hundreds. Hot and steamy. Your weather's drier down there, though, right? It's not as, Ohio, so it's not as, humid as Ohio. Is it as humid as Ohio? We got close to 90. It's going to be a hot summer. I have a funny feeling it's going to be a really weird summer. I think it'll be hot, steamy, but I think there'll be a lot of storms, more than usual. I think a lot of people down south need to be very aware. I think the tornado belt has shifted more south now. 85, yeah, I think that's what we're supposed to go for too, is up in the 80s. So we'll see. Oh, the truck AC no work. Oh, that sucks. Down there, I can imagine rolling down the window just makes it worse. You're just driving around in the heat. Get you one of those water fans mounted on the dashboard. Throws the steam out. I love a good, yeah, I am too. Well, ever since I was a storm chaser. Yeah, I just love a good storm. It's not uncommon if I wake up to one or if I'm asleep, if I'm even asleep, I'll either sit out in the a big picture window in the back and in the front. Also, depending on which way the storm is the most active, is where I'll sit and watch out the window. Yeah, we get really humid too. Humidity varies, but generally it's good climate except in the max heat of the summer. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Latra. Mr. Mark, what are you doing up so late, sir? How are you? And I hope you are well, good man. I hope you're well. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Bacon. Even it's nice to know that AK's home back up in Alaska. He's been through a lot. Hopefully he'll stop in. If he doesn't stop in, then I usually stops in Saturdays. Well, Mr. Nighthawk, well, hello, good sir. How are you? I do watch your channel. Oh, I totally agree with you, sir. It's going to get tense. But I think it's going to be a pretty rough summer. Doing what they're messing with the skies and Mother Earth doing its thing, because Mother Earth is doing its thing. Some people, yeah, we're not helping the situation at all. Not by much, but Mother Nature is going to still do what it's going to do, and it's changing too. And that sun, it's getting super active again, so we'll see how it happens. Oh, Mark, well, hang tough, sir. I'll keep you in my prayers, always do. You're on my list every night and every morning. And if I get a break in the afternoon. Good to see you, Nighthawk. I love your channel, man. I just don't leave a whole lot of comments anymore. You are, yeah. I haven't talked to Ryan. I think he thinks I'm mad at him. I'm not mad at Ryan. But yeah, I do. I watch your channel quite a bit. I always try to, if I don't catch you live, I try to catch replays. I do a lot of my catch-ups at night when I don't sleep. I know you follow Gemma, so and we'll be here. You should stop in one Friday night if you're not streaming or something. You should get a kick out of you stopping in one Friday night. I'll make sure you get a free card. Yes, I'm telling everybody right now. If he comes in, I'll give him a free card. Him and Gemma have a good conversation. That's who you need to get on your show one night. Gemma would learn a lot from you, Nighthawk. You could learn a lot from each other, actually. She'd probably learn more from you. I hate to say that, but it's true. She's a smart, witty woman, too. Yeah, I know. I know. Let him finish his book. He needs to concentrate on his book. On his books. That's what I like to see him doing. Just stay out of the what he is. I know. So, bless his heart. I'll have to reach out and let him know that I'm cool. But yeah, he's my man. And I learn a lot on your channel, Nighthawk. In fact, if I could post it, see, when I try to post stuff, it always comes back here. So I love Gemma. She knows that you all have an open invitation. Oh, I know. Well, we'd love to be on. I know she would love to be on. I don't know how good of a guest I'd be. A lot of my information when I was younger, it just all come out. But now since the stress has gotten worse and it gets harder to talk, I'm not used to being on the display. I'm the background guy. But I have enjoyed doing these little streams. But yeah, she's definitely the interview. I'd sit in the background, I'd throw in my 2 cents, but she does all the talking. She's boss. But yeah, that'd be a good conversation. I felt bad for her. She was on this one guy's channel, did an interview for Open Minds. And I felt bad because it was only like me and 2 other people in his chat. But man, they had a great conversation. And I liked him. I even been going back and watching. I'd like to see him get some more views. He was kind of interesting to watch. But yeah, she does. I guess if I get asked the right questions in the right way, I guess I probably answer them better. But I get nervous. I kind of ramble. Oh, yeah, I bet you do, dude. Yeah. When I was younger, we didn't know what it was when I was younger. I just was always motion. Everybody thought I was hyper or something. Tried riddling and everything. It's like, Mom and Dad were like, you people don't understand. This guy rocks. I mean, he's in motion 24 hours. Even when he's in sleep, dudes, he's in motion. I mean, he breaks bed, he breaks cribs. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. And now that I've gotten older, I notice it's harder to. I have bad days where I can, stuttering some days, and the twitching gets a little bad, and the muscle spasms and cramping and the tremors. But I feel pretty good. I mean, I can't complain. I've dealt with it all my life. It just gets a little more hectic as you get older. But yeah, I'm glad you know what I mean. But yeah, usually I'm in the background, but I've enjoyed these 2 little streams. I have fun with her, so, and I do it for her. Help keep something going until she gets back on track. She's trying to find a writing job. So, folks, if you know any people that need some writers, she's the person to look for. Working with a guy to see if mining a small amount of crystals worthwhile. Actually, it can pay off, but you gotta know what's hot at the time, and it's not hard. We have a couple places here in Ohio you can go do it. Isn't it? I believe that too, Nighthawk. It does. It does make us great receivers. Edna's one of those people. She sucks in information too. She's another one like me. She sees weird stuff when she doesn't expect it. But that whole family of hers is a beacon. I saw a picture of her and some of her kids. That even the lady I hang out with, a friend that I've known since we were young, and she's a spiritualist. She doesn't like to be called psychic or medium, but she saw that picture too, and she was like, "Holy crap! It's like looking at a lighthouse." But yes, That's good, though. You said you wanted it quiet. You didn't really want to deal with it. Now, I've been the opposite case. Um, it has been really hard lately for me to go out. I've been making excuses to stay home. I went out today for about 20 minutes. Talking about somebody walking around with their head down. I didn't want to look at anybody. And it wasn't I was picking up bad vibes. It's just I have been seeing some weird stuff again. I think I'm going to sit down and write the story about like I said, me and a buddy the other day were talking about Gremlins because he had just watched Gremlins 1 and 2. Those are my favorites too. I love those movies. Anyways, I was telling him about this trucker that swears that he had a gremlin inside of his box, the trailer. And through the whole ride, he swore he heard stuff moving around back there. He said it was so loud. And he said you wouldn't think you could hear it in the cab, but when you're in the back sleeping, yeah, you can hear everything. He'd keep going back there and looking. He'd see movement, but he didn't want to go up in there and look around. And then he stopped at a rest stop. I want to get the story right. I want to write it down before I really tell it. And he opened up the back end because it got real loud. It sounded like something broke. And he was carrying just odds and ends, I guess. He didn't really go into detail. And he opened the door and he saw this little green thing go running around the back, running to the back behind a bunch of boxes. And he said he shut the door. So I got to sit down and write that down so I have the whole story. He told me he gave me his number in case I need to have him retell it. I'm lying here watching a spirit and a shadow interact, little people and others that visit me every day. I've been seeing the Fae again too. There was a bunch of kids down the street playing. What was it? Tuesday afternoon in between the rain. It was right after school. Yeah, because it wasn't raining. I was able to go out and do a little work before I started dinner. After I got done playing Fortnite with Gemma. And there was two of these little kids with these little shadows following them around. And I know these little shadows are Fae. I just like to see more detail. Glimmers of little people, many forms of little people. Yeah. A lot of my family's from Nighthawk. A lot of my family's from the Appalachian Mountains. A lot of them are Irish and Norwegian. We have a mix of Viking and Irish in us. A little bit of German. But talk of little people, the Fae, it's all over the family. They have much respect for the little people. You got to be nice. Got to be nice. So they play nice, but they don't all play nice. Now you might as well call them gremlins. That's what they look like. But yeah, I think they're all part of that family, that Fae family. See, that'd be a good conversation for you, Nighthawk and Gemma. She really loves the Fae, but she also likes talking about the Glimmer Man. She hasn't talked about the Glimmer Man for a while. The Appalachian Mountains are full of things. Yes, there are. I've heard some great stories from cousins. Most of the family lives now. I have distant cousins and aunts and stuff that still live up in the mountains. Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. But most of them now live in Chillicothe along Mount Airy and Mount Logan. Dad used to play along the Tecumseh Trail and stuff like that. But yeah, he said I always laughed at my dad because he always says, all these years I've been around those mountains, Mount Logan and all that, around those Indian mounds. Not once did I ever see a Bigfoot or anything strange. And I go, probably because it saw you first. I think they come to me as animals. Why else would they seem so tame? Well, hey, hello, Julie. Is that you, Jules? I'm good. I don't know. This is the same person, so hello, Julia. I'm good. Thank you for saying hey. Yeah, I think a lot of the ones that come to you, Edna, are animals. I believe that. They are natural, neutral in their attitudes and mood change in the heartbeat. Yes, that's all how you treat them too, because they could be good or bad. It's like jinn. People automatically think all jinn are bad. There are good jinn out there, but they decide. You don't. They just decide what mood they're in to deal with you. That's what we have in common. Goes to Hills, yeah. Now I was raised here in Worthington, but my family's still. My grandpa Griffey used to play with Ernest and Tubbs. He used to be a bluegrass guy. Played with all those famous guys back in the day. Yes, sir. It's me. Here, a little break from the real world. There you go. That's what you do. You gotta take a break sometimes. It doesn't hurt. I caught Glimmerman on a video. We'll plan it with you and Gemma soon on podcast. That sounds cool. She, her and her little man, Hawk saw Glimmerman, and she's pretty sure he was trying to lure little man into the woods. Now, her video, she's got the story on here. If you want to ever get bored one time, go watch the video. She tells the story, and it's titled "My Encounter with the Glimmerman." She's still. I've been in her around where she lives. That area is kind of creepy. Very creepy, in fact. In some places, it wouldn't surprise me. And you know how you get on some property or in some areas and you could feel the age. This is a very old, ancient place. She lives around a place like that. It feels ancient and kind of old, and you get that vibe. There are 9 types of jinn. Of the 92 are considered good. Of the 9, 2 are considered good. I've always been told that all jinn can either be real nice to you or be real bad. But in most parts, they want to mess with you. When I'm in the woods and the hair on my arm stand up, I turn around and leave the area. That just makes me more curious. I'm still not afraid to chase the voice in the words. I can't whistle, so I don't have to worry about that. But but I've had my name called, and I've gone looking for a person or thing that's called my name, and a couple times. Yeah, but you know what's sad about that Nighthawk? The pine barrens caught on fire. They've been burning off and on most of the spring and going in this, like 8,000 acres. A lot of it's been burnt. But yes, the pine barrens is that place you get that really ancient feeling. I've never been there, but I've had friends that's been there. And I think Gemma even said that she's been there. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, a lot of it caught on fire. So I don't even have no idea what it looks like now. Not according to Grand. There is type of called ghouls are very evil. Yeah. Knocked you on the head if you whistle, Gus. Yeah, you probably would. You probably come out of the woods, do the same thing my dad did. Smack in the back of the head. Stop it. Just stop it. Nighthawk, I have been enjoying a Bigfoot clan that live in the woods beside me. They willingly show themselves to me. They have cleaned up the woods and built several structures. Oh, cool, Mark. It's pouring raining now. Wow. It rained here a little bit before our stream, but it was just like this really light, steady rain, and this lasts maybe 10 minutes, if that. But that's the way it's been the last 2 days. Either it's a real hard downpour or just this steady like rain for like 15, 20 minutes. And then it stops. That is cool. You should be taking pictures. You need to get a trail cam mark and put them all around. You might get some good pictures. Problem is, anymore, everybody that sees pictures of Bigfoot and cryptids now is automatically, oh, that's AI. Believe me, you'll know if it's AI. Once you train yourself to start looking for certain details and stuff, you'll know what's AI. But there is a lot of AI out there, a lot of AI generated stuff that looks very real. Things we can do now is just amazing. So that's what scares me. That's what hurts the paranormal world, period. And I say the paranormal. I bet they are. I believe in Bigfoot. I think I've only seen one once, and I'm not even sure if it wasn't a guy in a gunny suit. But it happened so fast. And I couldn't run fast enough to catch up with it down the hill. But something big definitely ran down that hill. But I couldn't tell you. It looked like with fur and leaves and stuff tied into it and stuff. That's why we call him the grass man. But it happened so fast, and it could have been a guy in a gunny suit. They do illegal turkey hunts down there in Logan and stuff. So you got to be careful. So I don't want to say I saw one for sure. I see enough crazy stuff as it is. I tried to whistle to them, but couldn't get a distant one out. A decent one out. I never could whistle. We are constantly watched by the birds and the animals. They know a good heart when they see one. That's true. That is very true. What you want to look out for and avoid are mimics. Oh yeah, mimics. There's a lot of that happening. You know, and there's the mimics of the Native American tradition. And there's other types of mimics too. Mimic, what I call mirror mimics, or they're not like doppelgangers. There's something worse. Got contact, whose last name is Grassman. Yeah, actually, I went to church with a person with the last name Grassman. It was Grassmen. It was men, not man. Shapeshifters. Now, isn't that what you're talking about? Aren't the mimics in that particular line shapeshifters too? Now, I consider shapeshifters if they change into somebody you know something. I consider them mimics. But I have different outlook on stuff. I don't consider myself a professional or scientifically improved. Are they the same? Are they the same? Uh-huh. Don't recommend using wood knocks. All you're doing is calling elementals attached to the trees. Yeah, that's what you're doing. I never understood that, why people bang on the trees. I was like, you may be calling the wrong thing there, buddy. Nighthawk, are they the same? Are shapeshifters and mimics the same? I'm asking you because I want to hear your opinion on that. They were sent there for your protection. That's cool, Mark. And I fly over your area as much as I can to add a little extra. Hosseinzadeh. Hello. That's great. Multiple mimics shapeshifters are only one type. Multiple mimics shapeshifters are only one type. What type's that? Now, I mean, when mimics, the things that mimic voices, they don't always look like the person. They just mimic the voice and use it to draw you in. Doppelganger. Now, I know you've talked about a doppelganger. I know a friend that has seen my doppelganger, apparently. Yeah, that's kind of wild, the way that all that went down, Edna. That all went down kind of funky. But see, that was the same time your daughter was having issues too, wasn't it? All that went down in that same little time span. Yep, that's what I thought. Something was definitely trying to tell you something, and I still believe that, good or bad. But you going in her house, I think, really stirred up a lot of stuff. Skinwalker is a mimic, yeah. Interdimensional mimics are others. Okay, I never thought of calling that. And I have it written down in emails to you. Yep, you do, and I got them all. It all was all in that same time frame. And then when did you see the gray hooded figure in that person's yard or in that person's porch? How long after that would happened? And you haven't seen him since? Sorry, I'm listening. I'm trying to have two conversations here. Interdimensional mimics. Those would be kind of like the ones I'm talking about that come out of mirrors. They're not like doppelgangers. They're worse. These things are worse. The only reason I know about them is I've had a family member have to deal with one. I'm pretty sure that's what went down. We still have a lot of questions, but it went away. We got it to go away. As far as I know, he hasn't any problems. I haven't seen it since. Yeah, that's right. That's like my journal. What am I? Am I your journal now? That's fine because I keep that information. That's always useful when I come across somebody else that has the same situation. I compare notes. I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of attachments lately. Like I said, I saw these little shadows playing. It looked like it was that they looked like they were actually playing with the kids. It was weird. And there was adults standing there, and it was like they had no clue. For that, yeah, you sure are. Thanks. Yeah, I still have a lot of questions about those particular things, especially the gray ones. The black one I saw, I'm pretty sure that was there. It was sent to tell me, kind of give me a warning. Because after I saw him, that's when I got sick. After that one stuff, after the thing went down. So yeah, I think it was trying to warn me because it didn't come off as bad. Now the gray one, I still can't figure that out. I'm still talking to people about those. But like I said, my big problem lately has been seeing other people's attachments. It's just sometimes going to the store now, right now again, is just a nightmare. Something big is about ready to happen. Something major is coming. Because I can always tell when the activity picks up for me and I see more and more every time I walk out the door, something happens. Something major happens. That I sense it, but it gives you nothing. You don't feel anything other than the fact that it looks like it's freaking out that you can see it. And that's exactly what it did to me. It looked like it was upset. It could see me. That I could see it. Though it didn't act like upset, it was just kind of confused like I was. I did pick up on that it was just as confused as I was. Mimics are a general description for types. Most mimics are shapeshifters. Others are voice mimics. Changelings. Okay. And doppelgangers are mimics too. Yeah, I know those are mimics too. There's been some weird stuff lately. But this the mirror thing. I've been seeing more and more things with mirrors, and I'm like, people, you gotta watch messing with mirrors, man. Mirrors are not. So I had to go in and look at it and brush your teeth and get out of there. Well, I was, yeah, you were, weren't you, Edna? You were a black-eyed kid. Didn't you have a little one yourself that you held? Oh, you're fine, Nighthawk. You're perfectly fine. Information's always good because I learn, I learn as much as I can. Some of the stuff people say I know already. I have been researching probably like you for years, and I've kind of formed certain opinions and because of my backgrounds and the way I see things and the things that's gone on with me. So I've kind of formed my own theories and my own little opinions. I try not to dump them on people because I want people to make their own decisions, make up their own minds. But I try to be careful of the information I give because I don't want to give out false information or not true information. So I'm real leery too about dumping everything that's out in my head because some of it's been tapped into my own emotional feedback, as one might say. Yes. In fact, how is that nephew have black eyes doing? When you saw it was just a baby. Last time I saw it was just a baby picture. Probably growing up fast, isn't he? No, you're perfectly fine, Nighthawk. I love these kind of conversations. It's a small group, so it's totally worth it because everybody picks up something. Tell you what, though, Nighthawk, if you want me to, I'll get a hold of I'll probably talk to Gemma tomorrow. If you want to hook up sometime to do an interview, either with us or just let me know and I'll let her know to reach out to you. Everyone, please try this test. When you sit near a mirror, use your peripheral vision to see if you can see light coming through it. That's actually, I've done that years ago. I'm not Nighthawk, I used to have a mirror in this room before the fire. And they broke it. Thank God I didn't break it. But I used to cover the mirror in my room at night. I'd cover it with a black cloth every night before. Ever since I dealt with a demon a while back ago, and I dealt with a really nasty demon, an addiction demon, beating off two young men who lived above me. It was a weird moment in my life. And after that, something in my gut always told me, don't sleep with a mirror in my bedroom. And if I had a mirror in the room, I'd cover it. And that's what I do. Just something about it. Can I do it with a hand mirror? Yeah, you should be able to if you hold it at the right angle and just try to use your peripheral vision, Edna. You may see that light. Yes, always cover the mirrors. Yeah, I do. Believe me. You definitely cover them when somebody passes in the family too. If you have had someone in your family pass, even though they haven't been in your home, you should cover your mirrors for a few days, just for a few days. I mean, yeah, it's all right to look in and brush your teeth real fast to get out of there. Yeah, my grandma was the one that told me years ago about she covered the mirrors at night. Anything that was in her mirror that made her reflection, she would cover. So she'd make sure the curtains were drawn and pulled down, and the blinds were pulled down, and curtains were drawn. I hold some bit. Yeah, it's hard to hold some things back. Yeah, I know. Geez, I have mirrors all over my house. Antique one. Where the one they broke, the one that was in this room, and it was very old. It was an antique. They broke it was all nicely hand carved and everything. Very old. I think it's even Orbison or however you say it, glass backing on the glass. So yeah, it kind of creeped me out. The mirror itself kind of creeped me out. Hung in this room over on this one wall over here forever. And after the fire, something made me cover it, start covering it. Oh, I covered it before the fire, but it was only like on certain, like in Halloween, around Halloween, I would cover it. Or if I ever had a creepy feeling, now I protect the house. A lot of you know that I put a barrier around the house because of me. And I lived 3 houses away from the cemetery where I had this happen. So I keep the house protected, but some nights I get a little nervous. I would cover the mirror. And I would cut, and when I started work doing oracles with Gemma, I started covering the mirrors those nights that we did oracle. Yes, they always cover the mirrors. If you, yeah, that's kind of a big Southern thing. That's great. That's great. You can let Gemma know, brother. We can plan a Glimmerman topic too to start. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. You and Gemma are always welcome on. Come on. Okay, I'll let her know. She would love that. You know, she's got a new book out too, so it would help plug her book. I feel safe. I don't feel that urgent need for protection like I did before. That's good, Edna. The only problem I worry about protection is because of what I see when I go out. You know, when you start seeing other people's crap and what's tagged to them, you always wonder, especially, see, and I've said this before, there are times when I've seen these things and it's like they see me. A lot of times they disappear. It's like all of a sudden, as soon as they realize I can see them, they're gone. There's only been a couple times, like that one time I was standing in the carryout and I came in and showed you guys the bruises where something had grabbed a hold of me in the carryout because something was attached to this guy. They didn't like me talking to him at all and being nice to him. It did not like that at all. I had handprints, burn marks, if you remember right. That's what it does to me. They give me burn marks. They look like burn marks. But I'm not never let your guard down, no. But yeah, I mean, that's a good feeling to have it if you feel safe again. Maybe seeing that thing was something that would just let you know that you're prepared now for whatever comes. So everything's kind of backed off. I want you to tell me what you see attached to me, ghosts. Edna? Actually, there's quite a few of you people that I like a lot that have attachments, but they're not bad. You have somebody, Edna, it's a person. I don't know who it is, what it is, if it's male or female. You definitely have somebody that kind of sits with you a lot. Must have been either somebody that was very dear to your heart at one time or a close friend. I can't tell you that kind of stuff, but I know that you, Lotus, Ryan does. I don't think he realizes it. Gemma does. She has a couple. My brother did, though he never listened to it. My youngest brother. Who else? There's a couple of people I would say there, but I'm not going to say the names that I know have attachments. Some of them are not. A couple of them are not good, but what do you do? Just tell me. I just whatever's with you and is good. It's not a bad thing. And it's become more prevalent when you come in a chat. I pick up on it. It's nothing bad. It's a good person. Whoever it is, they're kind of just watching over you, making sure you're okay. Because there's times you come in the chat and I haven't felt it at all. Ghosty. Hoping that I don't start seeing all that you and Gemma do. Now, Gemma and me see, she kind of sees what I see. I mean, she sees attachments too. But there's a big difference between the way me and her see things, which is nice because it kind of bounces out. And I can't see a lot of stuff I see too is all based on vibes because a lot of it's shadow or black masses. And it's all about what I pick up off of it. And I don't consider myself like a psychic or a medium or anything like that. You know, I don't talk to the dead. because I don't think it's a good idea to talk to the dead. So I try not to talk to them. But, you know, there's times you can't help it. But, yeah, I wouldn't want. I dealt with this. I started remembering seeing stuff around fifth grade, about kindergarten, which would be about 4 or 5 years old. Now, I have a feeling I was seeing stuff before that. But, you know, you're just a baby. You're young. And your mind is flittering so much at that time and space. Young male and elderly women, and right now I can't. Now I can see. I don't see anything because I can't see her, but I pick up that there is somebody's always sitting with her or somebody's always around her. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. They just kind of watch over her. They, like I said, I don't know if it's a relative. It feels more like a friend or somebody you were very close to. But I know it's human. That's all I can tell you. And it's not bad. It's a good thing. Now, the Nighthawk and Gemma, they'd probably be a little better at being a more pinpointed thing. Young male and an elderly woman. Thank you, Nighthawk. All I know is I see one. I know there is definitely one. I couldn't tell you if it was male or female. But I know there is somebody that sits with her quite a bit. Especially when she's not feeling her best. They're not far. In fact, they're very close. Might be the elderly woman, I don't know. But I do know that. There's a person that's always around Lotus too. I don't know if it's a friend or family, but they're trying like a Dickens to kind of keep her safe, keep her moving. Well, that's cool. There you go, Nighthawk. Thank you. All I know is that somebody sits with her quite a bit. Which, I don't know if it was one or two people. Like I said, if I see Edna, that's a different thing. Sometimes I pick it up in pictures, but usually it's better when I see you live. Now, I've seen people in live streams. I've seen things that follow people in live streams. You know, people doing live streams and something standing behind them. And I sit there and I watch for a few minutes, like, do I say something? Do I not say something? Is it, and I usually can tell if it's good or bad. I can usually tell if it's human or if it's not human. And like I said, there's a third thing that I see that I have no idea what it is, but it's either human or non-human. I always say it's either human, it's either demonic or an angel, one of those two. Or Janet, whatever. And then the third one, Gemma seems to think it might be interdimensionals. I don't know. They're kind of fuzzy. Those are the ones that kind of come off to me as grainy. I can never pick anything up from them. I get like static from them. The Nighthawk is a very interesting person. Folks, you should check out his channel. After the stream, when I come back to put my little thank you in for watching with me, I'll drop a link to his channel in the comments. He's got a good channel. I love his stuff. His podcasts are really good. I should start leaving comments. I don't always leave comments because I just watch them. I'm so busy trying to just get through and get caught up with everybody. Well, sorry, everyone. I have to go. Much love to you. Have a wonderful Nighthawk, and one of us will reach out to you. I know she has your information, so you have a wonderful rest of the week, young man. Take care of yourself, sir. And hopefully we'll see you on the flip side. Come visit us one Friday night. Heck, you come visit and laugh at me. Help me pick on Gemma while we watch Gemma's replays that we don't really pick on her. But thanks for stopping in, sir. You have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful Thursday and Friday and a weekend. Be safe. Be loved, feel loved. I'm on his channel. Yeah, I check out his channel all the time. I love his channel. I have tears in my eyes. Thank you both. You're welcome. Thank him. He's the one that saw who they were. I just don't have that ability. All I could tell you is, and if I could see you in person, if I was seeing you in person, I could tell you if there was one or two. But in stream, when you're in chat, and when you come in a chat, I usually know that there's at least, I pick up one person sitting with you. That one time it was so strong, I thought maybe your husband was with you. That's how strong it was. There you go. You have a wonderful night, sir. Take care of yourself, please. We need people like you around, Mr. Nighthawk. So have a good one. Talk to you soon, I hope. You talk to Ryan before I do. Tell him I say, hey, I'm good. So I'll reach out to him over the weekend, probably Sunday. But yeah, Edna, have you ever checked out his channel, Nighthawk's channel? I don't know if I can post. Let me try to see if I can put his link in. Because last time I tried to do it, it kept switching it to this stream. I don't know why it did that. I'm going to make sure it's still on here. I have to go back and look at all my subs because they keep taking my subs away from me too. Yeah. 1 second. Stop that. That's what I was looking for. Why is it not showing up in my subscription screen? There we go. Why? Oh, there it is. Ah, thank you. I'm going to see if it's take his leak here. I hope it posts because last time I tried this, it kept bringing everybody back to this. I wasn't even in the stream. Here, I got to come in. Okay, I laugh funny. I know I do. Let's see. There it is. There's the link to his channel. Check it out, folks. It's a great channel. I love the guy. He's great. He knows his stuff. But then again, there's reasons for that too. Yeah, last time I was trying to post somebody's link in here, it just kept sending it back to everybody back to here. It was hilarious. Good night, Mark. You have a wonderful time in your sleep tonight. That didn't come out right. I'm sorry, sir. Have a wonderful night. Get some rest. I hope you feel better. I hope it gets better. And we shall hopefully see you Friday night, sir. Get some rest. Take your time. Enjoy the day. One step at a time. Keep that positive attitude. Bless you, good sir. And I'll see you on the flip side. Don't worry, I'll fly over. I won't make anything toasty or crispy. I like horses, so you don't have to worry about that. I see a few goats, though. That might be a different story. I'm not a big goat fan. Only because one kicked my butt one day. I've never been a fan of him since. He did not like me, and I did not like him at all. I think we both knew it. You take care, guys. Good night, good sir. Bless you. Hello, Al. How are you? I'm glad you made your return. It was nice to have you here the other night. I went and checked out your channel. You like that AI stuff? That's pretty cool stuff. That's something I never dabbed in. Or maybe it's time. Welcome. I hope you're well and having a good week so far. I'm here. I'm on for about another hour. I'll probably quit between 12:30 and 1. Dying to. I've been craving smokes again, Edna. I've been so stressed out. I've been wanting a cigarette. Dad goes, "Don't you do it?" I go, "Give me one of your cigars." He goes, "No, no, no." So I've been eating my gnawing on my fume and eating lemon heads. I love my lemon heads. RJ's feeling much better. Now Gemma's getting there. She got the head cold part and a chest cold and then allergies. So she's like us with the allergies. But she sounded a lot better, a little drained, but she's snapping back. Doing all right. I hope you're doing good. I'm good. And yeah, I like AI stuff. Just creating and editing a video. Yeah, they're pretty cool. A lot of people seem to like the Dogman puppies. So those are pretty cool. That's a pet to have. What do you have? I have a pet Dogman. You want to see the pups? No, I like that. Also like the other things you were doing. When I can't even think of it. Yeah, they were cute. Yeah, they were. I would give everyone vitamin C when school started. My kids were never sick. Mom was um, castor oil. We had and I kind of missed it. I'm gonna have to go get me another bottle because when I was doing castor oil every night before we went to bed, I went up, got up, went to the bathroom, and I had a good healthy aptitude. And we never got sick. Only problem I ever had was, of course, me not sleeping because I'm in motion 24 hours a day. But the biggest problem I ever had was ear infections. I always had a lot of ear infections. Maybe that's why they ring all the time because mine are ringing now, ringing like crazy. I got to do something else. Nice seeing you, everyone. You take care, bud. You have a good night, Latra. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. You still use it? Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to using it. I think Dad could use it. And Gemma started a woman's version of probiotics, and she says they're helping her already. That might be why she's feeling better. Don't even start, Ghost. You heard what I said, did you? No, I was crazy. I almost took a cigar. I have my moments, especially when I'm kind of stressed out. I'm planning to make a dog woman one. I have a bunch to compile together, but they need to be appropriate because dog women Tatas, you got to be careful. Actually, Al, I was with 3 guys down in Logan, Ohio. We were standing in front of a fire. We saw a werewolf. I know that's what we saw. It was a female werewolf. And anybody can say, "Oh, it's dog man." No, there's no such. No, this was a werewolf. I knew it was a human inside that thing. You could feel her sadness. You could feel everything about it. It was just not right. But he took a picture of it, and we all took pictures. And this friend of mine only had his was the only one that came out, and he wouldn't show anybody. He freaked out, kept saying he was cursed now. He broke the phone, destroyed everything. I haven't talked to him since. I was so pissed. Pardon my mouth. Well, hello there, Miss Cindy Norris. Mr. Lee, Cindy Lee Norris. How are you, my dear? I hope you are well. It's good to see you. I I see you on Facebook. I just don't say much anymore. I correspond with Gemma and a couple other people, even not even that. I need to get back to doing TikTok. Start videos there, and I have to finish. Yeah, yeah. When you start messing with animals that have female body parts, it's hard to get it past anybody's algorithm, or bringing in the wrong kind of people. You got those furries out there. Ooh. I mean, if I saw a Bigfoot out in the wild, I think a beat with a first, not Bigfoot. That's good, hon. I hope you are good. You wouldn't believe your eyes. I forgot about the furries. Yeah, you got to remember the furries, man. They're pretty. Did you see the one where one guy got beat up and because he was getting a little too clingy with a bunch of kids? But I'm not going to get into that though. I'm glad you are good, Cindy. And we think about you. I think about you a lot. I make sure I at least scan what posts I catch of yours. Bear, not beat. I wasn't going to say anything, Edna. The furries get into this. That's probably why you had so many views on a couple of those. Those furries love that stuff. I'm being bad. I'm sorry, but they are meant to be made fun. I mean, do what you want. Just do it in your own space. Don't force me to have to deal with it. I mean, I get it. It's all fun. It's all fun until somebody gets hurt. Yeah, I heard about that, but we weren't there to see how it actually went down, and that is true. And that is very true. Because some of that stuff you see on TikTok, you only catch the actual incident. You don't catch what goes down before or after. So you got to go and do your research. Yeah, there is no sense in complaining. It doesn't do no good. I mean, it's good to complain once in a while just to get it out of your system. Let it out. That's all right to do once in a while. Just get it off your back. But it doesn't really do any good. I can't wait till my hair starts growing back. I know some people like my hair short, but I don't like my hair short. But I don't like the wings I grow with it when it gets long either. Yeah, that's the thing. Most of the time I'm on YouTube, it's at night now because I work during the day. Then me and Gemma get together anywhere between 1 and 2 and play a little bit of Fortnite together and spend a little time together and talk. And then she gets little man and I go back to work and get dinner ready. And I might talk to her before they go to bed, or play with them again with her and little man. But when I'm not there, I'm go, go, go. Pop keeps me pretty busy. Pain is exhausting. It's not the pain that bothers me anymore. Just one day. Just at least give me. I mean, I'm saying I didn't sleep in the hospital because they knocked my butt out when I'm in the hospital because they want me to sleep because they know what it's like to see a gurney bouncing around a room. But and then they knock me out and I still do it. But anyways, so it's not the pain. It's just I would like to have at least 2 days, 3 days of solid sleep. Just sleep. No moving, no waking up, feeling like a marathon twice over or 3 times over. Just solid, non-moving sleep. That would make my life so much easier. But it's not meant to be that way, so I'm good with that. It's bad enough you see the things I see during the day, and then I go to bed at night, and all I do is, even when I'm asleep. Don't ask and leave it at that. It's like a don't ask me no questions and I will tell you no lies. That's my prayer for you, Ghost, always. But to sleep, that will come someday. You know, though, Edna, I have noticed, and we've noticed this too, over the last 3 months, at least 2 or 3 nights during the week, I'm sleeping, I'm at least getting 3 to 4 hours of solid sleep. Even though I'm still moving, I'm out cold, which is good because my brain's resting. The body is a different story. I'm also losing weight again, and they think because I'm rocking, I'm waking up against by the door. I slid the mattress off. I rocked so hard one night I literally pulled the mattress off the box. So it's been tense lately, and I go through this, and then it will be like this for a while. Then it kind of chills out, and I'll be okay for a few months, and then it'll get real nasty again. What do you do? That's part of Tourette's, part of my tics, I guess. I appreciate it. I'm good. I've dealt with it all my life. Now I can't. And now the other crap that it's caused. Now the Barrett's esophagus. It turns out that it's hereditary. Apparently, I was going to get that one way, but I can deal with that. Everything else is just because of the constant movement, all the hip surgeries, the neck. Well, thank you. I try. I do try. I have my days. My son will tell you I can be quite of a butthead at times, especially if my pain. I tell doctors I'm good even at a pain level of 10, but when I start hitting 11 and 12 and going over 10, you're gonna know because I lock myself in my room because for the people I love, it's for their benefit, not for mine. Because it's funny because you get me all doped up. I'm the most lovely, happiest, loving guy you'll ever be one around. You know, I'm telling you, oh, I love you. But man, when my pain reaches that 12, that volume 12, I'm not a happy camper. Now I deal with it. If I can't work and keep busy through it, I go hide, just for other people's sakes, because I know I can be a grouch. I just get fed up with it. So I call it a day and hide. Though those haven't been too bad lately. I haven't had too many of those days. I have a pretty good support group around me, even though I lost one. Thomas was a big support for me. I'll miss him, but he's still here. He lets me know that he's around every so often. And that's it. And it's just how you deal with it. Everybody deals with their things differently. It always bothers me when people go, oh, you're in pain. I bet you don't have pain like mine. Dude, your pain is different than mine. You deal with differently with pain than I do. So I don't compare pain. That's not fair. It's not fair when somebody says I hurt and somebody goes, oh, I hurt more. Because that person probably hurts. You can't say you hurt more. You're not in their skin. You're not dealing with their type of pain or how they deal with it. So that's why I don't like comparing pain with people. Everybody hurts and they hurt in their own way when it comes to pain. And they deal with their own way. Some people deal with it really well and some people don't. There's always someone out there worse off than me. And that's the way I look at it too. Pop is doing really good. He turns 92 He turns 92 years old next month. 92 years old. He's gonna outlive me. I can guarantee he will outlive me. He doesn't know why he's outliving everybody, but the good Lord's got his reasons. I'll tell you what though, there are days it's like dealing with a 12-year-old. Man, he is spunky and then there's days it's easy. He just kind of lays around the house and kind of chills out and watches his news. He'll pick on me and I'll pick on him. But I know I drive him just as much nuts as he drives me, so I can't complain. He's good. He's doing almost sometimes better than I am. But he's getting to that point where he's starting to worry about everything now again. He goes through these around spring, and then he'll do it again around fall, making sure everything's done. Bless his heart. He gets mad, and I don't blame him. You know, he's a mechanic. He gets mad he can't do the things he once did. They made them tough back then. Yes, they sure did. 89. Yeah, there's some about. Well, you got to figure the time. You know, when we grew up, times were getting a little easier. Things were a little more easier to do. Back then, you had to do everything. I mean, when they say I had to walk to school uphill both ways, you kind of have to feel for them because part of that's true. Oh, she turned 45 today. That's awesome. Well, happy birthday to her. My oldest, Ashley, I believe it's if she's watching, she'll probably shoot me. I hope I got her age right. I think she's 38. Sammy is 36. Wait a minute. No, Ashley is 36. Sammy's either 35, 34. Sammy's 2 years younger than Ashley. And then Giles turns 32 in September. So all my kids are in their 30s. My daughter will be that age in August. Yeah, they grow up so fast. And then you see the grandkids, and then you start having grandkids, and it's like, it's bad enough I've had a lot of this white and gray since I was 12. I figured I'd be a lot whiter now. And my hair would be a lot more gray now because of the craziness of a family and my issues. I actually had a friend that hadn't seen me for a while, and he was going, I remember when all your hair was white. Because that was a freaky time for you. And I go, yeah, it was. He goes, but it's amazing you didn't keep it. And I go, yeah, just the gray on the white on the sides. Now it looks gray. He goes, you still got white in your beard, though. And I go, yeah, but you remember the one time he was around when I grew the beard once, and it actually came in kind of a strawberry red. And he's like, yeah, that was so weird. And I go, yeah, it's never been the same since I got scared that night. Or that happened. Because he knew me then. Because I figured your hair would be white by now. I'm shocked too. She'll be 46 because Casey will be 46. She's like me. She can't even keep up with him anymore. That's my kids. Everything goes by so fast. It's like Giles is now realizing it is true. When you get older, time does go faster. It does, I swear. I mean, me and Papa, Papa will wake up and he doesn't know if it's Monday or Tuesday, and he's coherent. I mean, he'd have made a better president than Joe Biden. And he even has his off days. I hope I live to see great grandkids. My mom didn't, which is sad because she would have loved to see great grandkids. That were hers. Now, my brother, my second oldest brother, he married a woman with 2 kids, but they had grandkids. But Mom never considered her grandkids because they weren't her blood. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that is, and he has 9 of my great grandkids. 9 grandkids. Great grandkids. 9 great grandkids. That's amazing. No, I can wait to see great grandkids. My grandchildren are still fairly young. Yeah, it's kind of quiet here tonight. I mean, Al. I know she got quiet. Everybody's roaming around. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's still around. I'm glad you came in, Cindy. I was thinking about you the other day, actually. Yeah, I just want to take cameras and put them in your house next Thanksgiving if you still do it. When you still have everybody there and see all that food and all those people. We used to do that. I remember there's times that we do family Thanksgiving, a big family Thanksgiving. There would be people here. Are you still here? There would be people at the house I'd never, or we'd go to my grandma's and there'd be people there I'd never met. Who are you? I'm your great cousin. Okay. But yeah, now I wonder where half the family's at. I know where my brothers are, and that's about it. I know where my grandkids and kids are at. I miss those times too, because it was always kind of interesting. I'm starting a beading project, so I'm. Oh, okay. Well, wait. You look very creative, Al. I like creative people. I do models. I used to do draw. I used to do cartoon work. Did some comic book promo art when I was younger, but the Tourette's got too bad. So now I just build and paint models, and I don't even use an air gun or I don't know. I'm in a spray jet, whatever. I do everything by hand because it's kind of helps me focus. Dad tried to fix me up with one. I just got one downstairs, and I was like, I'd rather do it by hand. At least I know I did it, and it kind of helps me kind of keep myself in check with the shakes and stuff. So, bead project. You made bead. You worked with beads on Mother's Day. Al's got some cool stuff. She does some pretty cool AI stuff. You crochet in your spare time? I used to do macrame. I don't even know if I remember all the knots anymore. Now I just switched over to models, and I like to make models. Those like plaster gargoyles you can get pick up to put on your doorstep and stuff. I've been finding people have been giving me those, and I paint them for them. Put character to them and give them a little color, a little touch. People seem to like that. You say, yeah, just hand it to me. I don't charge them anything. It's fun to do. I'm working one on now for Gemma and Little Man. She's gonna get a box and goes, this is heavy. I have models that I need to start on one day. A lot of World War II stuff. I like the monster models. I'm not very good with the card models because I like to actually paint them. And me and the stickers always seem to have a fight. But I have like in my closet now. I have the Batmobile, the Bat Cycle, and then I think the Batmobile from the Val Kilmer movie. But two of the models were actually from the 70s. They're very old. I still want to put them together though. I got the Titanic as well. Ooh, that'd be fun. See, but I have a hard time with this, building planes and stuff. I built some metal models for my dad, planes, and then somebody gave him this one metal model. It's like real fine metal, sheet metal, and you got to cut it out and then you put it together. It looks pretty cool. Looks like it might take me a little time. If I get it done, I'm saving it for last. Yeah, Val Kilmer. He changed a lot before he passed. In his younger days, apparently he was kind of a pain in the butt. But But I'm glad that, he changed his ways and, faced his demons. And it's sad because he still had a way to go. A Spitfire and a couple German ones. Oh, those are cool. Yeah, my dad would love those. My dad's into that stuff. Now I built some stuff for dad, but just not very good. Been collecting like the old monster models, going back and trying to replace some of the ones I've lost as a kid. I just finished a Godzilla, and now I'm getting ready to go get King Kong. And then there's a really big Godzilla model I want to get. The old ones, the old glow-in-the-dark heads and everything, and I do them up even more. Oh, excuse me. Who cares? He looked just like Jim Morris. Yeah, he did. In that movie, he did quite a bit. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Yeah, actually, that Jim Morrison movie, my little brother loved that movie. Yeah, if you have TikTok, watch for me on TikTok. I still got that little sign to paint, but when I paint a model, I kind of do my own thing, and I kind of made the whole Godzilla glow. You get the glowing off the dark hands and the head. I think for his back to his tail glowed. I made him the whole thing glow. So I went and bought glow in the dark paint. Unfortunately, my hands are not as steady as they used to be, but it didn't look too bad. Pretty basic. I have my Gorgo one over here. I have a Planet of the Apes one. Bigfoot. I got a Bigfoot one. I need to clean them up. They got kind of a little dusty because they've been doing a lot of work, and I've been doing a lot of work in my house. I need to dust. That's why I'm not showing them off now. They broke my Darth Vader. He had a glow-in-the-dark saber, and they broke the saber and didn't even return it. So I have to make a whole new saber part to put in this saber. I found that model in the trash. Somebody threw a perfectly good Darth Vader model away. I'm like, what the heck? I just happened to look in the trash can. I'm like, there's like 3 models in there. There was the Planet Apes, Darth Vader, and the Bigfoot model. And I'm like, why would you throw these away? They're not even they were open but never built. And everything was there. It's like, holy crap. Don't you know what they had? And the date on the Bigfoot one was like 1979, 78, 79. I'll have to go look at the box. So he's had them for a while. He just threw them away. The Darth Vader model was probably early 80s, 90s maybe. I'll have to look at the box. Somebody's mom cleaning house. That's what I thought. But, this had to belong to an older person. And I couldn't believe it. I just happened to look down. I was walking past the trash can. I'm like, no way. It's like something made me look down. I even went up and knocked on the door. You don't mind I take those? And they go, no, if there's anything else you want, just take it. So I took those. They had some old Matchbox cars that my dad collects. He collects Matchbox cars and hot rods and die casts and stuff like that. So the whole trash can was full of like some kids' toys from the 70s and the 80s. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. The only problem with the Planet Apes model was that he's holding a gun. I got a boom boom stick, and the barrel was broke off. I just kind of cleaned it up and put a little black dot on it, and it just looked like it was sawed-off shotgun. So. Yeah, we used to do that as kids. So the big old like the where I had my demon encounter, that apartment complex runs all the way down to the river, and they'd clean apartments out, and they'd evict somebody to clean it. So we'd ride our bikes around those trash cans. You wouldn't believe the stuff we'd find. We'd find footballs, basketballs, stuff we took up to the pawn shop. It was like, holy crap. Never stole anything, just took it out. made it worth something. And I made a lot of my money cutting grass and babysitting. I was one of those kids in the neighborhood. When someone passes away, their things could end up at the thrift store or the landfill. And you know what's wild about that? It's true. I'm a lot of people when somebody passes read the same. Well, anyways, a lot of people, yeah, just throw the stuff away, don't know what to do with it. They send it, sell it to, send it to the thrift store, donate it to a church for a church raffle, or church. You know how churches have garage sales or basement sales, whatever they call them. But you got to watch picking some of that stuff up too, because you don't know if that person's got an attachment to it. I was kind of worried about bringing the models home, but I put them together, nothing's happened. But like I said, I protect my house too. Yes, I have a friend that lives up in Cleveland, and that was one of his jobs. Was when people would just leave a house and they just leave everything. He'd have to go in there and clean it out so they could put it on the market. And you would believe stuff people would leave. They've literally, he said he's literally gone in places like they just took themselves and left. And then you have these haunted places. If you walk into a house that's empty and it's been empty for a long time and nothing has been taken out of that house, don't touch anything in that house. Don't take anything out of that house. It's 2 to 1. You're going to bring something home with you you don't want to bring home. I can guarantee it. Usually when a house is emptied like that and they left with just the clothes on their back, something bad happened in that house. We've been getting rid of stuff. I'm taking some china and whatnot down to the replacements and North Sea. I'm selling. There you go. That's what I'm doing now here. Not that my dad's a hoarder, but he had a lot of stuff. The only problem is he's got a lot. He was a mechanic, so he's got tons of tools. Well, all my brothers have their own tools. I'll keep some of the stuff that I might need. But he's got band saws, table saws. He's got all kinds of woodworking equipment downstairs. Some of it's antique, probably worth serious cash. I don't know what to do with it. I don't want it. I'd like to see it somebody take it and use it. He's got like 2 or 3 of those big mechanic chests with tools full of tools. He's got just about every tool you could think of. Some of them older than I am and older than he is. Let me catch up on chat here. I got some interesting things in thrift stores, jewelry bags, some things from the old fellows, and Freemason bracelets. Yeah, you would be shocked at what you find in thrift stores and Goodwills and stuff like that. Any type of thrift store. Some of this china is selling at $45 a plate. I have a full set of 12. There you go. You should put it on eBay or put it on like Facebook and see if somebody buys it that way. You might get more money out of it. Just got to find the right buyer. Yeah, and here's something I always tell. I used to, for fun and kicks, a lot of people would come to me and I'd go to auctions and buy toys and comic books because that's what I specialize in when it comes to collectibles, was toys and comic books and sci-fi stuff, all the fun toys. And I always told them, just remember, something is only worth what somebody is willing to pay. So like the Superman book, if nobody was really willing to pay $1 billion for a first issue of Superman, you're probably not going to get it. But yeah, see, that's what makes it worth money, is what people are willing to pay. That's the only reason it's worth that much. Now, people argue with me about that, but yeah, it's true. And a lot of collectors will tell you it's only worth what you're willing to pay for. There's also a website that buys people's china. There you go, Edna. Did you see that? I forgot what it's called, but I imagine they won't pay what you want. Oh, they probably won't. You never know, though. It depends on the china. They'll probably work you down. You'll get a trip out of it. That's the big thing, is you get to travel. And that's the way to go. If you can sell something and travel at the same time, that's a plus. That's what the replacement is. Okay. Yeah, I used to love going to the auctions. I also like going to red tag sales. Is that what they call them? Tag sales? When a house goes up and the house, somebody passes or the house is going up for auction. It's one thing. They have a tag sale and you go in there, you get a tag and write a price down, and then whoever puts the best price or the only price on it gets that. I like going to those. Go to the end, you wait till the end, and you wait for the stuff that don't sell and nobody even noticed. I went to this one garage sale, and I wish I had cash on me at the moment at that time. This guy was like me, he collected dragons. You should have seen all the dragon stuff he had. I was so mad. It's like, God, I don't have no cash on me. I went back to go get a couple things. And somebody beat me to them. So I like going to garage sales. Dad loves going to garage sales. Here in Worthington, we have what we call Recycle Day. And spring and the fall, they pick a day, a Saturday. And all the stuff that you don't want, you just take down to the sidewalk. And everybody goes around and just takes what they want. You wouldn't believe the stuff. We've gotten lawnmowers, televisions that work. It was just like, well, we had too many, so we just wanted to give one up. But I found monitors and stuff and got them working, and all kind of electronics. Found a ColecoVision, but I couldn't get it to work, so I did throw it away. Wasn't worth trying to get it to work. Yeah, there's what we call Riverly. It's another like little neighborhood. They have a community yard sale. They have a green in the middle of their neighborhood, and they all do that there, and then they all have them at their houses too. So that's one thing Dad likes about Memorial Day, because Memorial Day is big yard sales and garage sales day. We sit and get in a car and drive around all day looking for yard sales and garage all weekend. Can't even talk. When I first came on, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to talk at all. My voice was up. Yeah, I love going to stuff like that because you can find some amazing stuff. Now I'm just trying to back up. When I got sick and had to go through chemo, I sold a lot of my collectibles. That's what they are. They're just collectibles. There's stuff I can get later. My boyfriend bought a Lancaster bomber wheel on a Facebook marketplace and sold it for $1,500. It's being used in a fight simulator. Really? That's wow. That's so cool. That's so cool. But you get lucky sometimes. That's luck. That's just being at the right place at the right time. That's pretty cool. That's all right. I found this, now they're using it. That's cool as crap. I like little stories like that. And how many people here watching go to yard sales and flea markets? Now, I like going to the flea markets at the drive-in. We still have a drive-in, and they still have their flea market on Saturday and Sundays. That is really cool, isn't it, though, Edna? That's pretty cool. I found this. Well, I wonder what he paid for it off of Facebook. A couple bucks. Didn't know until he did it, the research. That's wow. That is wow. That's pretty cool. In state sales, I found some good stuff at state sales for good prices for people. That was the other thing. $25 So heck, he made a hell of a profit out of it. That's awesome. That's what happens when you buy something and you go, I better check this out. Do your research. That's awesome. That's like watching those people on that show, the antique show. Well, it's just a beer stein. Oh, this beer stein's worth $15 billion. No, 15 grand. That's awesome. That's like that's definitely like what we call finding gold. Yeah, the Antique Roadshow. I love that show. Me and Dad used to watch that show all the time. That's like, have you ever seen the movie Mama's Boy? Grandma's Boy, or whatever, Grandma's Boy? It's hilarious. He gets these old ladies hooked on antique shows. It's hilarious. But I think everybody just watched that show at one time. It's one of those shows you start to watch going, this is silly. And then you just find yourself sitting there watching 2 or 3 episodes and not even realize you've gone through 4 or 5 episodes because you got intrigued by the crap people bring in. Yeah, my dad was really bummed because he had when he came back from Japan, from Korea, he had all kinds of Japanese hand-painted plates, china and stuff. Well, hand-painted plates, well done, especially made for him. We have no idea where they're at. We couldn't find them in the attic after Mom passed. We have no idea if she gave them away to somebody, but they're probably worth a pretty penny. Oh, Grandma's Boy, so somebody's seen it. You said Grandma's Boy, right? Yeah. With about the gamer. An old man like me that's a gamer. He's a game tester. That's when I like that movie. It's pretty fun. I watch it kind of often. It's one of those movies I watch probably once every couple of months just to get a good giggle. Yeah, Grandma's Boy. I think I've got the DVD out in the living room. Just get a kid out. It just kind of reminds me of a bunch of guys that if we would have grown up in the prime of the gaming industry, we probably would have been those geeks. The bathroom scene. Yep, now you're talking. You know what I'm talking about. That's a great movie, though. And see, the funny thing is that movie, there's a bunch of characters in that movie that remind me of people I knew to the max. The rain just stopped, like somebody turned off the faucet. Weird. That's what that rain. We had a really good downpour yesterday. I had just finished finally cutting the backyard because I had been doing it in section because every time I started, it started to rain. Well, I finally got to finish it. And just as soon as I finished it, put the lawnmower away and walked into the garage, it started pouring. And I'm like, oh, perfect timing. And it did it for like 10 minutes. Solid downpour. You couldn't even see across the street. And then it was just like done. It's like somebody, like you said, somebody just turned off the faucet. The frogs. Oh, yeah, they love a good rain. This is that time of year, mating season. Getting ready to drop them. Well, a lot of them probably already laid eggs. Or getting ready to. Wait, this is May? Yeah. So they're getting ready to drop tadpoles now. Tree frogs, the whole works. The amphibian and reptilian life right now is in cycle. Yeah, actually, this is my favorite time to go Newton and salamanders, looking for newts and salamanders. This is May, April, May are the perfect time. First, maybe a week or two of June. You have a pond out back. You know, that would put my dad, Pops, in heaven. He always wanted a place where you could just go out in his backyard and fish. I'm a pond fisher. I don't mind fishing in lakes and rivers, but I have a thing. I love fishing in ponds. I have had some of my best days fishing in ponds. And I love looking for the little critters. Pond in a creek. Yeah, usually if you're ponds, you got a creek really close because you have there's usually an overflow. A lot of people don't realize that, but if you have ponds in your yard, in your property, there's probably a creek pretty close. Yeah, folks, when I drop Nighthawk's channel in the chat, just go back and look for it. Or when you if you come back and look at the replay, he's got a really good channel, and he's really something else, man. You guys check him out if you haven't. Mal's got a pretty neat channel. Her AI stuff's pretty cool. I like people to do the AI stuff. It's just a shame that this AI is getting so crazy that now you can almost fool people into saying, hey, look, it's Bigfoot. You just got to know what to look for. But I like your AI stuff. I like the fact that people can mess with it and doing what they're doing with it. I mean, you're being creative with it. That's what I love. You sound like you're also in a lot. Well, from what I can tell, you're very creative. Hey, Kev Bird. I found a bowl at a value village for $6. We were 99% sure it was from Maria, Italy, and it's worth $1,200. Infused with 24 karat gold. Oh wow, yeah, I've heard stories like that. The link is gone. I'll get a good one here. I think it's still here. Hold on, let me see if I can put a new one up. There it is. There you go. That's Nighthawk's channel. I'm gonna put you have a problem if I put yours up, Al? If you like, I can post your link to your channel if you like that. I don't mind doing it. You gotta go through all my subscriptions to find you. There it is. And here's Al's channel. Make sure it goes on here right. There it is. That's it. Yes, there you go. Yeah, her AI stuff is pretty cool. She does resin stuff too, which I like. Resin art. That's what I meant to say earlier. Is this stuff hard to work with? I'm always curious. I see a lot of that out there now. Part of the live stream gets cut off after a time. Yeah, but when you go back and watch the replay, it will come back in the replay. That's why I say when you come back, if you scroll on or leave a comment, just scroll through the comments. A lot of times the comments it's in the comments. But I'll also try to post stuff in the actual comments after stream too. So I'll probably post both those if you don't mind. I don't mind pushing people's channel. Me and Gemma are pretty good about that. Gemma's really good about that. So I date the owl and I love thrifting. Oh, you date the owl? Hey, cat. Well, hello. If you want any dirt on owl, look me up. I'll tell you, she's a freaking genius with her art. Now, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I used to be a screen printer. I used to make transfers. Now, for 15 years before that, I worked for Bonanza and Honda Stakeout. And then I got into the field I really wanted. I wanted to be a person. I wanted to work for a comic book company. I didn't want to do comic book art. I just wanted to work on the presses and print the books, print comic books. And I kind of stumbled into like freelance art for a while. And I did a lot of promo art, poster artwork, copying book covers and stuff for comic book stores. You make a post and they send them out. So I have a few of those out there somewhere. That was many moons ago. Now I'm lucky if I can sit still. Like I said, Gemma, I had the last two pieces of art I've ever done as for art drawing. One's behind me on the wall, and Gemma's got the other one. They're both Batmans. They're not the great. You could tell we're starting to have issues drawing. There's the man's in the house. So we got them both here. It isn't really. You need to have the right processing. I got it down pretty good. Yeah, I heard somebody tell me that when you do the resin stuff, you got to really practice with it. Yeah, he's my boyfriend. I told him to come in the chats since he wanted to talk through me. Yeah, I've had that happen too. When I'm talking to Gemma and stuff, when me and Gemma's in stream, I'll have people, Dad will come in and start asking questions. It's like, I can't ask her in stream, Dad. Stop. I'll make sure it's also you can design your merch and she can make it and mail it. Oh wow, yeah. Gemma had a woman that was doing that for a while for her merch. Yeah, I used to print transfers for a company called Airwaves. You guys, I don't know if you're old enough to know or ever remember Roach T-shirts. They were the big T-shirt company back in the 70s, late 70s, and most of the 80s and some of the 90s. A lot of concert shirts, a lot of car show shirts and stuff like that. Roach became Airwaves. A lot of that stuff you see at like state fairs where the guys are pressing shirts, transfers off the shirts. A lot of those were our transfers. Now the company's not like that anymore. They went to jet streams. I used to work on a big old screen press. I loved that job. Then I worked in research and development. Loved it. I miss it so much. But now it's all digital. They went from like having almost 200 employees to 50. You probably have Roach T-shirts did the I Keep Trucking shirts. A lot of that old retro shirts you see coming back were a lot of big stuff from Roach T-shirts. Keep on Trucking's a lot of concert shirts. A lot of the concert shirts with the vinyl, that vinyl look, you know, when you press it off and it's got that sheen to it. That's all Roach. That's all the company was right out of here, you know, in Columbus. Yeah, vintage Roach is worth some serious cash. I do have some shirts put away that I packaged and put away and got locked away because those shirts are hard to come by. If you can get the actual first print shirts, it's like collecting comic books. And I didn't realize that. I'm so glad I kept those shirts because I bagged them, tagged them, and bagged them because they were my favorite shirts. And I didn't want to ruin them. One of them shirts I don't even know if I could fit into anymore. It would be cool to bring the brand back. When Roach sold to Airwaves or changed to Airwaves, I remember it was the doctors made me quit in 2003 because the trust was just getting too bad. It was too hard to stay in one spot. And it was getting pretty bad. And so they made me quit. A year after I quit, they told the employees, oh, nothing to worry about. We're not going to sell the company. And a year after that, they sold the company. We used to run 2 shifts. I remember the shifts. It was 7 a.m. to 3:30 and 3:30 to 2 a.m. So if you work second shift, you only work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. It's great. I love that job, especially when I got into research and development because I got to work before rush hour and I left just at the beginning of rush hour. But I love the job. I miss printing. I miss working in the RD lab. I tested all the new inks. And we did a lot of stuff at the time for Disney. We printed we were the printers of the Godzilla, Matthew Broderick's Godzilla. Everybody calls him Zilla movie. We did the shirts for those. And I made extra shirts So me and my son could wear them opening day. We wasn't supposed to. I had signed a contract, but I hate it. I have a T-shirt from every concert I went to. I did too, but some of them just fell apart because I wore them to death. I'm like, you mean that's like all the tickets. I used to have all my tickets. A lot of the tickets were in above the garage where their fire was at, so they all got ruined. I mean, I had stuff for Dayton shows and from just local bands, and it's all now. I couldn't save any of it. Design the logo themselves. Just add an S and then call it Roaches. There you go. I think you could probably take the name now. I don't even think anybody has Roach t-shirts anymore. It probably could be picked up. Somebody could probably buy that name, copyright it. I bet it's not copyrighted anymore. Because they still call airwaves, but it's like I said, it's all done with, I mean, there was 2 shifts. It was probably about 50 people on the night shift and probably about 150 people during the day shift. So about 200 people. And that's not even counting the artists and stuff. They had their own art studio and the whole works. So it's a shame to see all these people lose their jobs. I was a little upset. But I'm left when I did, where I was forced to leave when I did. Oh, he's a coin collector. Yeah, my dad likes that too once in a while. My ex collects stamps, which she used to. Sometimes they go disappear and show up in bizarre places that, or I guess, they teleport, you guess. The coin says he finds coins and then they find them and then you guys will find them somewhere else in the house. Maybe you got a little spirit hanging around. You know, when you collect coins like that, it's just like nothing else you're collecting, anything antique. You don't know if somebody has an attachment to that particular coin or doll or wind-up toy. And, you know, I would tell my customers when I went to auctions for people, I'd tell them that I was getting it blessed before I brought it to their house because I didn't want them to bring an attachment in. I'd comic books, toys, everything, because people get attached to stuff. It's like I got all my mom's little knickknacks put away. And she told me to let the girls go through it when, she was gone. To go through and let my daughters, because they were the only ones that wanted anything out of there. And I told the girls they'd have to wait because I want to get it all blessed. I love my mom, and I don't think she'd go haunt anybody, but you know what I'm saying. If you believe in that stuff. There is. He saw a ghost here when we moved in. He had other things report to work for the metal. Other things report. I had jumped, my screen jumped. And to me, it's like something that's trying to get his attention, which is possible. Maybe he's got an attachment. Maybe he picked up an attachment. If you want any interesting stories, I used to work for the medical examiners during the movement. Oh, really? I dealt with about 7,400 people in 5 years. Wow. I had a friend that worked for a funeral. Oh, I had a friend that owned a funeral home. So yeah. And it was always good. I've seen stuff there at the funeral home. The family doesn't own it anymore, and I know why. Because they couldn't deal with it either. There was weird stuff that went on in that funeral home. Weird stuff. Send your story to Gemma. Oh yeah, definitely. Sell your in fact, I'll put her here. Let me do this. Yeah, I'm typing in the wrong place. Why didn't it start? There we go. It was Gemma's email. Write some of those stories down Seriously, she loves stories like that. It's great for listener encounters, and we're due for a new listeners encounter. So, yes, if any stories you want to write down, make them detailed, she'll touch them up a little bit. Don't worry about your spelling or your grammar or anything. Just tell your story and send it to her. I'm going to put her email here if you don't have it already, but I'll give it to you anyways. Yes, because she always likes good story encounters. I love them too. So I send any I get to her. Yeah, I'm about ready for a new listener encounters or high strangeness. So we either do what they call, she either does two things, her listener encounters, and then she does one called high strangeness. Strangeness. I can talk. Uh-oh. Starting to lose my vocabulary, folks. My speaking voice. I'm starting to stutter even more. We've gone 2 hours. That's good. I'm glad the folks that are here with me are having a good time. I'll probably call it here pretty soon, but yeah, please, if you got some good encounters, anybody watching at this moment, if you got great counters, please send them to Gemma. She's also, she's taking a break from writing a book, but she's going to probably start a new book. I want her to do my story. So I'm thinking about maybe instead of her starting another volume of another one of her books, I'm going to ask her if she wants to do my encounters and my story. I think Edna should write it. There's a few people that come and go out of this chat and other chats that I've been in that probably should write books. My book is going to be more about encounters and me telling encounters. My personal life, pretty basic, pretty boring. I have 4 brothers. I'm number 3 of 4 brothers. My youngest brother passed a year ago past March. Not 2 older brothers. Pretty much regular middle class family. I mean, everybody has their issues. So, but I can't complain. Probably had a lot better than some other people, and I'm sure people had a lot better than me. I mean, of course, I grew up with brothers, so hand-me-downs was common. We drove to VA to pick up a Jack Russell pup. When I went in the house and sat at her table, I could tell the house was haunted. So I said, I don't want to offend you, but this house haunted? I've actually asked people. I've had relatives that I've gone to and said, you have issues here at this house, don't you? And they go, issues? I mean, you'd see things out of the corner of your eye, stuff like that. Yeah. I just leave it at that. I'm planning on a fantasy novel. My profile pic is the main character. Oh, cool. There you go. Yeah, Gemma writes encounters, and she writes about the Fae. I don't know if you've ever seen her books. You should check out her books. They're all on Amazon. Gemma J. Her mouth opened, and she said, yes. I said, does it bring you money? She said, yes. It brought them coins all the time. Really? Your story made me think of it. Oh, really? Yeah, you never call a ghost out either, Al and Kev. Your best bet, if you believe the house is haunted, don't, hey, show yourself. Do that. That's not always a good idea because you really don't know what you're dealing with. If you got like your cameras or your phones, set them in places where you have the most activity. Just leave them sit there all night and during the day and see what you record. It's not going to happen right away. It will take probably a little bit. You might get lucky and something might happen right off rip. But I'd never suggest calling out. As a ex-ghost hunter, I've seen too many bad things when people start, hey, show yourself. Can you knock 3 times? When you start talking to it, all you're doing is inviting it in. And you may be thinking you're talking something good. There's a big chance you probably not. Big chance. I named the dog Elvis and called it his kennel the Graceland. There you go. I love that. See, the funeral homes were quiet and never had too many issues. It never ceases to amaze me the bizarre way people act, especially, I can't say the word, boo-boo themselves, would leave this world's boo-booing yourself is, yes, it is a cry for help. That's how my brother went. That's how my little brother went, sir. So I know. I grew up in a haunted house. I just ignored most things. I grew up playing in a cemetery. When I was 12 years old, I had an incident happened, and it literally turned my hair white. For that first summer, my dad kept my head shaved because he didn't want people asking questions because I looked like an albino without the pink eyes. It was pretty wild. And then when he finally let me grow it out, it started changing color. And I had blonde hair. Then it went after the blonde turned white. They thought I bleached my hair when I came home with them. Dad, you wouldn't believe what just happened. So yeah, and a lot of people have their first experiences young. It amazes me all the people. You may be standing with 20 people in a room, and I can guarantee you, out of that 20 people, at least anywhere between 15 to 17 of them had some experience in their life that they'll never discuss, never try to explain. But it was more than likely paranormal. They tend to throw strange stuff up just as one final shout. Yeah. No, his funeral home up the street here. He was a friend I went to school with. We were close. Friends for 32 years. He was the other one. I had 2 friends that were friends with me for 32 years. I still have 2 friends that now been friends with me since we've been 2, so 40 plus years. But anyways, I'd go hang out with him at the funeral home. Now I couldn't go down and see, being not licensed or anything, I couldn't go anywhere in the funeral home down in the basements where they have bodies and stuff. But just inside the upstairs in the office. We were there one night. I was waiting for him upstairs while he finished up some things. And then one night they bet me I couldn't sleep in the coffin, so I slept in the coffin. Freaked his mom out when she came into work the next day. I opened the lid, about gave her a heart attack. Because you actually slept in it. Because we came down and checked on you because they slept upstairs. They said, they heard all kinds of weird stuff. They thought I was down there messing around. They'd come down and look at me and said, you could tell I was asleep because I rocked in my sleep. So the coffin was rocking. They thought I was going to knock it off the stand. The house, how messy the house is. We tell them next time they start moving stuff around, I tell them to get a mop and start helping mopping up. If they can move a mop or open and close the cabinets or knock dishes on the floor, they can help clean up. Judging me. The ghosts here judging me on how messy my house is. When we first moved here, I came in the house and there was a man standing in front of me, as real could be. I shook my head and he was gone. I mentioned it to my landlord and he showed me a pic. It was his dad. Oh, wow. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. And he's probably still there, isn't he? He's probably one of the people still there walking around the house. You see, when I see things, it's more in shadow or very faded. if you know what I'm saying, like a faded picture. But the attachments I see are usually shadows. And the only reason I can tell if it's a human, if it was once a human spirit, or if it was angelic or demonic. And like I said, there's a third one. I just, they come, I had it. I was telling Patty the other day, it's like when I tried to figure out what they are, it's like I get nothing but static in these things. But the other ones I can tell right off rip. And there's a lot more people around here that have a family member or somebody. Like the other day, I was out and this guy walked past me and there was a spirit behind him attached to him. I don't know what this guy did to this person, but this person, this thing that was following him around, and I'm pretty sure it was a male, was not happy with him. And it was obvious. It wasn't like he was haunting me meanly. It was just like, it was like he was just harassing this guy. Is the impression I would get when they were alone. That one gray tall thing was the one and only time I saw something like that. I mailed you like the next day. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Haven't seen him since. So I'm thinking he likes us and looking after his shack. But probably the case. Trying to influence ghosts. Why not? You can influence a ghost. Let me see. I don't know what you meant by that, and that's why I'm kind of puzzled. Do you think that thing was trying to influence him? I do. Yes, I do. But I think it was. I don't think he was trying to influence him. It was definitely somebody he knew. I just wish I could hear what he was saying. Sometimes I can't even see. I could see like mouth moving. And sometimes I can hear it. Sometimes I can't. But I don't know. But this person was not happy with this guy. Either somewhere somebody made a mistake, a very bad mistake, and he was there to constantly whisper it in his ear. Maybe, I don't know. The guy himself had a smile on his face. He seemed happy enough. But some people hide their anxiety well, as one might say. And he didn't come off as somebody that was being tormented. And the thing that was following him, the person that was following him, didn't seem like it was just tormenting. It was just like he was hassling him. My guess is either while they were younger or even not long. I don't know how long the person had been gone, but apparently the guy that he was attached to, the person that was attached to did something. The person that the attachment was attached to did something that this person didn't like, and it either ended up in his passing or destroyed a very good relationship, and he just won't let go. I don't know. It's hard, I'd have to see the guy again and sit and observe him for a while on the thing that's with him. But it was definitely a person, and it was definitely a person that was not happy with him, but not like angry, just kind of like disappointed. Now, I have seen ghosts, and Gemma has too. Well, I've seen the ghost, and she's seen something similar to what I've seen. And I'm pretty sure this was a form of an addiction demon attached to this guy. And I've seen it with a couple guys. Oh, I think I told this story a while back ago about when I was in the UDF. And these guys come in, and it looked like they were going to rob the place. And I wasn't going to stereotype anybody, but that was the vibe when they came in. That was the vibe I was getting from these guys. I even kind of moved to the back of the store. These guys did not seem like good guys. And then I realized they both had attachments. And this one attachment was literally just talking in it. I mean, it was wrapped around him and his head was right in his ear and it was just talking. And I could actually a moment see the guy just kind of shaking his head. Like he was listening to it, agreeing with it. It was creepy. Just creepy. I've seen him wrapped around and talking to people's ear, but this thing was massive. He was a big guy. And the other guy had one, and it was just kind of attached to him. It's like it was wrapped around him, just hanging on to him. And I see that stuff all the time. The ones I like is when I see, I don't know if I want to call them angels or a past loved one watching over elderly people. I see that quite a bit. There used to be an elderly couple came in. I always see them in Kroger's on Saturdays mornings when I go. And they always came in holding hands. You know, they stuck together. They worked together. You could tell they've been together forever. And there was a young, what appeared to be, it felt like a very young person that hung over them. I found out later that they had lost a son in Vietnam. And I'm now accepting the fact that I'm pretty much expecting the next time I see him, I'll probably know. But I haven't seen them for a while, so I hope they're okay. It's been a while. They were pretty old. They were close to my dad's age. And, but it would walk with them with its, look like wings, but I could see, and it wasn't a black figure. It was kind of like a white, misty, and it always be wrapped around them. They'd be holding hands up on top of the bus. They pushed the cart. It was always just a delight to see them. You could feel the love coming off of them. You could tell they've been through a lot. But I think that's who it is. Actually, the cash register lady, the lady at the register told me, yeah, they had a son that passed in Vietnam, their only son. He lied to get it, I guess. Because a lot of places, a lot of service won't take it. If you have your only son, they won't take him. They wouldn't take Giles because he's my only son. But he snuck his way into the service. But anyways, I don't know the whole story behind that. But I hadn't seen them for a few months, so I really hope they're both okay. They always said hi, smiled from ear to ear. You could just feel it coming off them. Just one of those old couples you knew that just been through everything together and they're sticking together no matter what. It's just one of those things you see that your heart just goes, oh, now see, there you go. That's the way it should be. It doesn't always work out like that for a lot of people, but it's nice to see when it does. I'm about ready to call it, folks. I'm starting to get stuttery. Thank you all for hanging out with me and enjoying the night. What time is it? Almost 1:30. Anybody that have any last words to say before we go for the night? I appreciate everybody hanging out with me and hanging and talking and talking and hanging. You all have a wonderful Thursday. Hope to see you here Friday. Hey, there's Nightmare. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one. Good night. Everybody have a good day tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. Thanks for hanging. Much love to you all. And we'll be here Friday night, me and Gemma, at 7:15, if not a little earlier. Come and join us. And then I will be here again Saturday night at midnight for Gemma's replays. I'm going to show, I was going to show two last week and I only showed one of the high strangeness. I'm going to show the other one Saturday, then we'll take a break from that. And if you guys still want to do two, we'll do two. I'll just pick something else. Kind of give the high strangeness because I'm running out of stuff. I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to start showing the missing person cases and the 411s and stuff that she's done. Some of the missing person cases are pretty cool, but they're kind of outdated. But maybe if I pick certain ones, and maybe she could do a video of an update of if she found out any more news about what happened. But everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. I love it because Moggs and Stevie B get a kick out of me, my long good nights. Have a good night, folks. I hope to see you Friday night. Hopefully, we'll start our Tuesday talk here soon. She's with everybody going being sick in her house. It's hard to do anything. So once we get that worked out, we'll probably be back for Tuesday talks. So see you guys Friday on the flip side of 7. Good night. Have a wonderful one. Much love.